Ready to lose the hat and regrow the hair? With Chews by Hims, you can regain your hair and your confidence. Our chews are powered by clinically proven ingredients like minoxidil and finasteride, so you can grow thicker, fuller hair in 3 to 6 months. Your treatment is 100% personalized to your hair goals. It comes at an affordable.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome into Jammin' Sports as we continue with our current NFL sim season. We just have one football game for you tonight. We'll have a couple of basketball games later on when it's over. As we kick off Week 13 of our current NFL sim season, it'll be the Thursday night game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Minnesota Vikings. And as we look at the standings, we can see why this is such a big game in the NFC East. In fact, let's go there now and take a look. In the NFC East, the NFC Central, I should say, right now, the Vikings lead the division with a 7-5 record. The Packers and the Lions are both one game back at 6-6. Tampa Bay's at 5-7, and Chicago rounds out the NFC Central at 4-8. So even though Tampa Bay is 2 games behind the Vikings, there's still 4 games left to play in the regular season counting tonight. There's still a chance for Tampa Bay to close the gap should they win here today. For the Vikings, they can guarantee at least another week that they'll be by themselves atop the NFC Central if they win here today. All right, looking at the standings here. Hold on, I'm trying to find my music. I'm all ate up here. Here we go. Looking at the standings, Evil Dead is now 90-64. He's 26 games over 500. TMG is now 7-7 on the season. And let's take a look here. Looking for Grando. We haven't seen him in a while. He's 61-41, 20 games over 500. And Misty, who keeps going in and out of retirement, is still a million games over 500, at least according to Misty. All right. If you're watching this on YouTube, please follow, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell as we head out to Minneapolis, Minnesota for this one. The Bucks and the Vikings, our Thursday night game to kick off Week 13 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome in the U.S. Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's the Buccaneers and the Vikings. And welcome in to another NFL broadcast here at Jammin' Sports. Great to have you along as we kick off Week 13, an NFC Central matchup between the Bucks and the Vikings. And Grando is actually picking the final score here. Let's see what happens. It'd be funny if it was true. Vikings will receive the opening kickoff. We're underway live from Minneapolis. From the 3-yard line, Sammy White out over the 20, 25, and White breaks the tackle and then gets out to the 32. And that's where Minnesota will take over 1st and 10. Evil Dead has got the Vikings in this one. Grando has the Buccaneers in this one. Starting quarterback, Jay Foster, in his 4th year out of Michigan. He's got the Vikings in first place in the NFC Central. If the playoffs started today, they'd be division champs. They would be the number 3 seed. Seattle would be the 1 seed. The Giants would be the 2 seed. The 49ers would be the 4 seed at the moment. We're in December now. We're in the home stretch. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Foster in the shotgun on 1st down. Foster fakes the handoff. Foster rolls out, throws deep downfield. Wobbly pass, incomplete. They were looking for Jace Norton. And the Bucks knocked it away. Here's the Viking offense up front. Beasley, Blanchard, Valentine, Brocious, and Rolla. And then it's James, Phillips, Maffa, Underwood, and Mills. It'll be 2nd and 10. Knocking the ball away, by the way, for the Bucks on the previous play was Eric Williams, the 2nd-year safety out of Oklahoma. 2nd and 10 for the Vikings at their own 32. Foster under center. Foster hands off to Maffa, and Phil Maffa, no gain. The Bucks were right there. Let's take a look at the Tampa Bay defense. They play a 4-3. Spires, Floyd, Vincent, and Bowers up front. Linebackers, Walters, Kiner, and Jackson. And the secondary for Tampa Bay, Graber, Reed, Williams, and Wagner. No gain on the play. Danny Bowers on the tackle. The 12th-year defensive end out of Clemson. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Vikings now. Their own 32. The Vikings don't have any offensive yardage yet. 4 wide. Foster in the shotgun. Foster back. Foster throws. And it's caught. Nope, incomplete. Broken up. Great play by Chris Wagner, the 5th-year defensive back out of Notre Dame. The Vikings go 3 and out. They don't gain a single yard. And they'll have to punt. You got to like the defense early there, Grando. Zach Young back to punt. Gets the punt away. It'll be fielded by Clark at the 22-yard line. And Clark brings it out to the 29. Marcus Clark in his 3rd year out of UCLA. TMG's in the house. He's got the Vikings. All right, so TMG and Evil Dead both have the Vikings. Jackson Dart, the starting quarterback for Tampa Bay, the rookie out of Ole Miss. You got the Vikings? You're not taking your Bucks? Yeah. Okay, Misty has reclused herself. She's not picking either one. Defense wins championships. That's right, Grando. Let's see some darts, Grando says. 1st and 10, Tampa Bay from the 29-yard line. The Vikings went 3 and out. This will be Tampa Bay's opening drive. Dart under center. Dart hands off to Mitchell. And Mitchell, a nice gain all the way out to the 41-yard line, a gain of 12. First down, Tampa Bay. Andrew Mitchell, the 2nd-year back out of Penn State. Misty's retiring on this one? All right. She likes Tampa Bay and the 2 purple teams. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Bucks come out 4 wide. Dart under center. Dart looking. Dart throws quickly to Sebastian. Patrick Sebastian out to the 48. A gain of 7. That'll bring up 2nd and 3. Sebastian in his 6th year out of Army, the wide receiver. That's just color bias. That's funny. Ty Martin, the linebacker, on the tackle in his 7th year out of Tennessee. 2nd and 3 from the 48-yard line. Bucks come out in the eye. Dart under center. Dart to Mitchell. And Andrew Mitchell to the 50-yard line, a gain of 2 yards. Let's take a look at the Buccaneer offense up front. Shallard, Corthell, Hinder, Childers, and Schapp. And then it's Woolfolk, Pearson, Mitchell, Warren, and Ronnie Harris. A gain of 9. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Bucks at midfield. The Vikings went 3 and out. This is Tampa Bay's opening drive. 3rd and 1. They come out in the eye. Dart under center. Dart hands off to Mitchell, and Mitchell plows forward to the 44, a 6-yard gain, and that'll be a Tampa Bay first down. The Vikings come in at 7 and 5. The Bucks at 5 and 7. If the Vikings lose and the Lions and the Packers both win this week, there'd be a 3-way tie for first in the NFC Central. And Tampa Bay would just be 1 game back. However, if Tampa Bay loses, they'll be 5 and 8. They wouldn't be eliminated yet, but they'd be close. 1st and 10, Mitchell. And Andrew Mitchell to the 42, a gain of 2. And now let's round out the rosters. Let's look at the Viking defense. They play a 4-3. Callaway, Mason, Hayes, and Doris up front. Linebackers, St. Paul, Martin, and Florence. And the secondary for the Vikings, Bell, Monroe, Burnside, and Woodson. A gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 42-yard line. We're only doing 1 football game tonight. We'll have some NBA basketball on when this is over. And then we'll have a doubleheader tomorrow. On 2nd and 8 from the 42-yard line. Dart draws back. Dart looking. Dart throws. Caught by Warren. And Carter Warren, the tight end, all the way down to the 19-yard line. A gain of 23 yards. and a Tampa Bay first down. The 11th year tight end out of Oklahoma. The Bucs are on the move. Nice opening drive by Tampa Bay. The Bucs lost last week, a heartbreaker to Detroit, 22-20. The Buccaneers managed to make it 22-20 with less than a minute to play. They went for two and they didn't get it. And the Lions held on to beat them. 1st and 10, Tampa Bay at the Viking 19-yard line. In the I formation. They're looking very good so far. Dart to Mitchell, and Mitchell out to the 15. That'll be a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. On the tackle, number 58, Donovan St. Paul, the third-year linebacker out of Dayton. I like the creamsicle uniforms, though. I'm just old school that way. 2nd and 7 from the 15-yard line. In the I formation. Dart to Pearson, and Eldrin Pearson out to the 10. The 5th-year running back out of Ohio State. A gain of 5 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2. On the tackle, Jim Florence, the linebacker, in his 8th year out of Wake Forest. And now big 3rd down for Tampa Bay, 3rd and 2 from the 10-yard line. In the I formation. Dart to the fullback, Briggs. 2 yards down to the 8-yard line. That's Ron Briggs. He's got the first down. In his 8th year out of Texas. Well, what a lot of people forget, yeah, the Bucs were the model of futility for the longest time in these uniforms. But early in their career, in only their, 4th season, 3rd season? 4th season, they went to the NFC Championship. In the late 70s, early 80s, they were good in these uniforms. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Dart to Pearson. And Pearson 2 yards to the 6-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. Andy Doris on the tackle in his 12th year out of Wisconsin. 2:35 and counting here in the first quarter, no score. Long drive for Tampa Bay. They come out in the offset I. Dart under center. Briggs in motion. Dart, play action. Looking, throws, caught by Woolfolk. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A 6-yard touchdown catch by Desmond Woolfolk. He tried to jump into the arms of a Viking. Did you see that to celebrate? That was funny. Yeah, when Doug Williams was their quarterback, exactly. Desmond Woolfolk, the 6th-year receiver out of Chattanooga, the former Eagle, spent 5 years with Philadelphia, now in his first year with Tampa Bay. And the Bucs take a 6-0 lead. Misty's happy. It's her favorite team, the Bucs. And now Brian White, the rookie out of Alabama, for the extra point. Snap, kick is blocked. The Vikings block it. That takes a little bit of luster off the touchdown. The extra point is blocked. And the Bucs take a 6-0 lead. Number 22, John Butler, the 3rd-year defensive back out of Michigan, dives in there to block the extra point. And that may come back to haunt Tampa Bay. 2:17 left here in the first quarter. Bucs up 6-0. Zach Murray will kick off. Skull. Kickball kickers. That's too funny. Murray will kick off. From about a yard deep, Norton brings it out over the 20. And Norton brings it out to the 35, or 25, excuse me. Jace Norton, the 3rd-year receiver out of Marshall, on the return for the Vikings. 2:13 left. We're at U.S. Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Our Week 13 Thursday night game to kick off the week here at Jammin' Sports. We'll take a look at the playoff picture here in just a second because it's getting interesting with 4 games to go. I've got the updated standings, and we'll take a look-see here in a second. Some interesting developments. 1st and 10, 5 wide for the Vikings. Foster in the shotgun.
Let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Foster looking, throws, and it's picked off by the linebacker King. Jerome King, the rookie out of Duke, picks it off, and the Buccaneers get it right back. The rookie out of Duke making his presence known. Grando says, let's go. He took the Bucks. First and 10, Tampa Bay going the other way. Jackson Dart will come back out to lead the offense. Great field position, short field now for Tampa Bay. I haven't forgot the standings, just setting up the offense. The Buccaneers will have it at the 24-yard line with 2:07 left. We'll have a play, and then I'll go over the standings real quick, or try to go over them. Anyway, 1st and 10, Buccaneers come out. Dart under center, trying to capitalize off the pick. Dart looking, throws, and it's nearly picked off again by Donovan St. Paul, the linebacker, in his 3rd year out of Dayton. All right, let's look at the standings. We'll start with the NFC. The Giants lead the NFC at 9-3. They're the 2 seed. Seattle leads the West at 10-2. They're the 1 seed. Seattle has clinched at least a wild card. Minnesota currently leads the Central at 7-5. They're the 3 seed. And we'll go over the wild cards here in a second. 2nd and 10 from the 24-yard line. Dart to Mitchell up the middle, and Mitchell a yard to the 23-yard line. If the playoffs started today, Seattle's the 1 seed, Giants 2 seed, Vikings 3 seed. The 49ers would be the first wild card at 7-5. They'd be the 4 seed. Dallas would be the 5 seed at 7-5. And Green Bay and Detroit are currently battling for that number 6 seed at 6-6. And that's the NFC picture at the moment. We'll go over the AFC here in just a second. 3rd and 9 from the 23. 4 wide for Tampa Bay. Dart back. Dart steps up. Throws. Caught by Morrison. Earl Morrison down to the 9. And that's going to be a gain of 14 yards and a Tampa Bay first down. Over in the AFC, the Jets 11-1. They lead the AFC East. They'd be the 1 seed. Oakland's at 9-3. The leaders of the AFC West, they'd be the 2 seed. Pittsburgh leads the AFC Central with a 6-6 record. They'd be the 3 seed. The first wild card would be Buffalo. They're 8-4. Denver would be the 5 seed at 7-5. And San Diego is 6-6. They'd be the 6 seed. 1st and goal from the 9. Dart throws into a crowd, and he's lucky that wasn't picked off. Several Vikings had a shot at it, to include Jeremy Bell, the 8th-year defensive back out of Alabama, Earl Morrison, the intended receiver. On the outside looking in the AFC is Miami. They're also 6-6. But San Diego has the tiebreaker on the Dolphins, as the Chargers beat the Dolphins earlier this season. 2nd and goal from the 9. And somebody jumped. I think that was on Minnesota. It is on the Vikings. It'll be on Andy Doris, the defensive end. Half the distance to the goal line. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 5 for the Buccaneers. Jimmy Jam with Grando in the house. TMG's in the house. Misty's in the house on this Wednesday. Our Thursday night game to kick off the week here. 2nd and goal from the 5. Dart under center. Dart hands off to Mitchell. And Andrew Mitchell 2 yards to the 3-yard line. Montel Monroe on the tackle. The 9th-year safety out of Florida State. And that'll bring up 3rd and goal for the Bucs at the 3-yard line. We're down to 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. The Bucs spread the receivers out on 3rd and goal. Dart draws back, throws, and it's knocked down by Jeremy Bell. They were looking for Earl Morrison. Nice defensive stand by Tampa Bay. Or by Minnesota, excuse me. It'll be 4th and goal. Bucs will have it at the Viking 3-yard line. Tampa Bay will settle for 3 here. This will be a 20-yard field goal attempt by Brian White to put Tampa Bay up 9-0. Grando says defense. Kick is up, and it's good. Bucs lead at 9-0. 33 seconds left. They have a 2-score lead now, Tampa Bay, here late in the first quarter. Live from US Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Week 13. We kick off Week 13 with our Thursday night game here at Jammin' Sports. We'll have a doubleheader tomorrow night. It'll be Pittsburgh at New England, and that'll be followed by Indianapolis at the New York Giants. And those games start at 8:30 Eastern tomorrow night. We're on at 8:30 all week. We'll be back to 8 o'clock next week. And looking ahead to next week, Tampa Bay will host Chicago, and Minnesota next week is at Houston. Kicking off will be Zach Murray. From the goal line, Norton over the 10, 15, 20, and Jace Norton brings it out to the 25, and that's where the Vikings will have it, 1st and 10. 29 seconds left here in the first quarter. Jay Foster will come back out. The Buccaneers have jumped out to a 9-0 lead. The Vikings haven't done much. Their first drive, they went 3 and out. And on their second drive, they threw a pick. Vikings offense needs to wake up. 1st and 10, 4 wide. Foster in the shotgun. Foster hands off to Phil Maffa. He gets blown up for a 1-yard loss. On the tackle, Steve Kiner, the former Redskin, in his 14th year out of USC. Vikings offense, I don't think they have positive yardage at the moment. Their first play on the last drive, they threw a pick. And that's a negative yardage gain right there. 2nd and 11 from the 24. Let's see if they get the play off in time. They might not. Let's see. They do. Foster to Maffa. Maffa up the middle. Not much. At the end of 1. Buccaneers lead at 9-0 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to US Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Our Week 13 Thursday night game. We go to the second quarter. Buccaneers lead the Vikings in this NFC Central matchup, 9-0. Jimmy Jam along with Grando and TMG. Misty is our sideline reporter this evening. He set up a bed on the sideline for her since she's going to sleep. 3rd and 10 from the 25-yard line. 3 wide to the near side. Big 3rd down for the Vikings. Foster in the shotgun. Foster back. Foster throws. Caught by Underwood. Gets the 1st down. Underwood all the way out to the 49-yard line. That'll be a gain of 26 to Lawson Underwood, the 10th-year tight end out of Iowa. And the Vikings finally have positive yardage. Their total yardage at the end of the first quarter was -1 yards. Now they're at plus 25. On the tackle, Eric Williams, the safety. 1st and 10, Minnesota now in Tampa Bay territory, as the Vikings are trying to get back in this game, down 9-0. Single back, Foster under center.
Here we go now.
Foster to Maffa, and Phil Maffa 2 yards out to the 47-yard line. And that'll bring up 2nd and 8. Steve Kiner on the tackle. Vikings now from the Buccaneer 47-yard line. Foster in the shotgun.
Now let's go. Green.
A back on either side. Hands off to Maffa, a draw play. That didn't work too well. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Actually, he lost a yard. Back to the 48-yard line. Coming in to make the tackle, Greg Spires, the 12th-year defensive end out of Iowa. 3rd and 8 for the Vikings now at the Tampa Bay 48-yard line. 6:45 and counting here in the first half. Vikings come out 5 wide, empty backfield now for Foster.
Here we go now.
Foster drops back. Foster throws deep down the sideline. He's got a man. Norton, touchdown. Vikings. A 48-yard touchdown catch by Jace Norton. Jay Foster threw a perfect pass. Norton had a step, and he made the Buccaneers pay. And it's now 9-6 in favor of the Bucs. The 3rd-year receiver out of Marshall, Jace Norton. Bombs away for the Vikings, and it works. Randy Lloyd will come on for the extra point to pull the Vikings to within 2. Snap, kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Bucs lead is now 9-7 with 6:31 left to play here in the second quarter. Live from US Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Week 13 here at Jammin' Sports. It was like, I think 3 seasons ago, Tampa Bay came up here to play Minnesota. It was a wild game. It was 51-48 in overtime. I remember that game. That was a wild one. That was a couple of seasons back. Randy Lloyd will kick off for the Vikings. Still trailing by 2 with 6:31 left in the half. There's the kick. Pearson from the 3-yard line. Eldrin Pearson out over the 30. And Pearson nearly broke it. Gets taken down the 50-yard line. Eldrin Pearson nearly broke it. The 5th-year running back out of Ohio State. Nice return all the way out to the 50-yard line. Grando's got to like that. Jackson Dart will come back out, the rookie quarterback out of Ole Miss. That's Grando's second favorite quarterback. His favorite quarterback is Maximum Johnson on the Bengals. He likes Maximum Johnson. 1st and 10 right at midfield for Tampa Bay. Dart under center.
Set. Green 39.
Dart to Mitchell, and Andrew Mitchell out to the 46, a gain of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6. Montel Monroe came up and made the tackle, the safety. That's right, Maximum Decimus Johnson. He's the rookie quarterback for the Bengals. That's Grando's favorite quarterback. But Dart's a close second.
Now let's go. Blue landing.
On 2nd and 6, Mitchell up the middle, and Andrew Mitchell picking up the first down out to the 32-yard line. A gain of 14. Boy, jumping on the back and getting them down was Donovan St. Paul, number 58. Montel Monroe also credited with the tackle. Watch St. Paul jump in here at the last second. Right there. Woo. First down, Bucs at the Viking 32-yard line. 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Everybody in tight. Lofton in motion. Dart to Mitchell. And Andrew Mitchell makes his way, still not down yet, Now he's down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Jeremy Bell on the tackle. 8th-year defensive back out of Alabama. 5 minutes left in the half. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the Viking 27. The Bucks with 3 receivers to the near side. Dart in the shotgun. Dart looking. Dart throws. Caught by Ronnie Harris, the former Cowboy, down to the 8-yard line. A gain of 19 yards to Ronnie Harris, the 13th year receiver out of Oklahoma State. Came over from the Cowboys during the offseason. Cowboys let him go. And the Bucs said, we'll take him. It'll be 1st and goal, Tampa Bay, at the 8-yard line. Already up 9-7. Trying to make it a 2-score game again. Bucs are playing well tonight. Mitchell is having a day, you're right. In the I formation. Dart. Play action. He's got all sorts of time. Throws, and it's nearly picked off. Alex Woodson nearly picked it off. The 4th-year defensive back out of Miami. Had he picked that off, he would have been gone. Ron Briggs, the fullback, was the intended receiver. That's why he played defense, Woodson. Second and goal from the 8-yard line. Just jog it in, Dart. Dart under center on 2nd and goal. Dart, 3-step drop. Now he rolls out. Throws. And Warren can't hold on. He kind of dumped that into a crowd. Incomplete. Connor Warren, the tight end, couldn't hold on. That was broken up by Jim Florence, the linebacker. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Just one football game tonight. We'll have some NBA action for you when this is over. 3rd and goal. Dart in the shotgun. 4 wide. Dart looking. Dart steps up, throws. Caught by Mitchell. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. An 8-yard touchdown catch. Andrew Mitchell, the 2nd-year back out of Penn State. Grando just said it a couple of plays ago. He's having a great day. He is. He's a decent receiver out of the backfield. And Tampa Bay, they're up 15-7. And now the extra point by Brian White. It'll put them back up by 9. The kick is up and good. Bucs lead it 16-7. 4:20 left to play here in the first half. Here at US Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Week 13. Here at Jammin' Sports. Looking at the schedule for Week 13, there's several good games on the docket here. Colts and the Giants. The Colts still have a chance in the AFC Central. Giants try to wrap up a playoff spot. Miami and Chicago, both teams fighting for their playoff lives. Cleveland and Dallas, same thing. Oakland and Kansas City, same thing. Well, for the Chiefs anyway. Seattle and Denver. Seattle can wrap up the NFC West title with a win over Denver. The 49ers and the Chargers, that's a big game. There's the kickoff. From the 1-yard line, Sammy White over the 20, 25. And Sammy White brings it out to the 33, the rookie out of Kentucky. First down, Minnesota. The Jets at Buffalo later this week. The Jets wrap up the AFC East title with a win over Buffalo. And the Rams in Green Bay, 2 teams both fighting for their playoff lives. So there's a lot of important games this week in Week 13. We're in the first weekend of December now on the schedule. Vikings will take over at their own 33-yard line. 4 wide. Foster in the shotgun. Foster drops back. Foster throws. Caught by Maffa. And Phil Maffa out to the 41, a gain of 8. That'll bring up 2nd and 2. The rookie out of Clemson, Phil Maffa, from college football 25, Steve Kiner on the tackle. Under 4 minutes left in the half. Vikings down by 9, trying to get back in the game again. Foster under center, everybody getting tight. Hands off to Maffa. Picks up the first down. Out to the 46. A gain of 5 by the rookie. It's Maffa. Maffa. First and 10 for the 46-yard line. Grando being like Evil Dead tonight. Foster hands off to Maffa. And he doesn't go far. In fact, he gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. It'll be 2nd and 10. Coming up to make the tackle is John Floyd, the 4th-year defensive tackle out of Nebraska, along with Greg Spires on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 46-yard line. Under 3 minutes left in the first half. We're coming up on the 2-minute warning. Foster under center on 2nd down. Foster to Maffa. And Maffa's going to lose a yard this time. Coming in to make the tackle on the corner blitz is Hudson Graber in his 7th year out of Michigan. Third and 10 from the 45. 4 wide for the Vikings. Foster in the shotgun. Foster back. Foster throws deep, and it bounced right to Phillips on the tip drill. Phillips was in the right place at the right time. Rashard Phillips, the 4th-year back out of San Diego State. Watch the replay. It got tipped right to him. It bounced off of Bates for Tampa Bay. Kyle Bates, the safety, tipped it right to him. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. As we hit the 2-minute warning. Tampa Bay up 16-7 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to U.S. Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're at the 2-minute warning here in the first half. The Bucs lead the Vikings 16-7. Our Week 13 Thursday night game to kick off the week on a Wednesday night. Sometimes the nights match up, sometimes they don't. On 1st and 10, 4 wide, Foster in the shotgun.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Foster drops back, throws, dumps it across the middle to John Mills, and Mills making his way down to the 23-yard line. That'll be a 16-yard gain for John Mills, the 3rd-year receiver out of UNLV. First down, Minnesota. Clock is moving, 1:40 and counting here in the first half. If you're wondering where Evil Dead is tonight, he's at pinball. He usually checks in. He hasn't checked in yet. Excuse me. If one of my moderators would boot that guy for me, I'd appreciate it. They're very irritating. Thank you so much, Grando. Grando gave him the boot. 1st and 10 from the 23. 4 wide. Appreciate that, Grando. Foster in the shotgun. Foster back. Foster throws near side. And it's caught by Norton. Was he inbounds? No. 1 foot was out. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. That'll stop the clock with 1:24 left. TMG with us again tonight. It's his night off. He's off on Tuesday and Wednesdays. 2nd and 10 from the 23-yard line. 4 wide. Foster in the gun. Foster draws back. Throws. Caught by Norton. No, they call it a fumble. And Tampa Bay comes up with it. Oh, I don't know about that. That was a bang-bang play. They're going to say Norton caught it. Let's watch the replay. Well, he does make at least 2 steps. 1, 2. I guess it's a catch. He made a football move too, so the Vikings turn it over again. Just when you thought the Vikings might make it a 1-score game, the Bucs force another turnover. How many turnovers is that now for Minnesota? 3 here in the first half? Hard to win that way. Jackson Dart will come back out. 1st and 10, Tampa Bay from the 8-yard line. And the Vikings jump. Add insult to injury. Eric Mason jumped off sides. Yep, the defensive tackle Mason. He 1st and 10 from the 13. 5-yard penalty.
Still first down.
I think that's only 2 turnovers for Minnesota so far. They had the pick and now the fumble. 1:20 left. 1st and 5 for the Bucs at their own 13. Tampa Bay comes out. Dart in the shotgun.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
Dart draws back. Throws near side. Incomplete. He was looking for Desmond Woolfolk. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 5. And that'll stop the clock with 1:17. Actually, he was looking for James Lofton, the rookie tight end out of Indiana. 4 wide. Dart under center. 2nd and 5.
All right, here we go. Green.
Dart draws back. Dart looking. Dart throws near side. Caught by Woolfolk. Turns upfield and gets out to the 21-yard line. A gain of 8. And that'll be a Tampa Bay first down. Desmond Woolfolk in his 6th year out of Chattanooga. Tampa Bay takes a timeout. They have 2 left. 1:01 left to play here in the first half. Our Thursday night game to kick off the week. Jimmy Jam with Grando and TMG in the house. It's a long time out. Here we go. 1st and 10. Bucs come out with 4 wide. Dart in the shotgun.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39.
Dart draws back. Throws near side. Caught by Woolfolk. Rolls out of bounds at the 29. A gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. They don't have to take a timeout. It stops the clock with 57 seconds left until halftime. I believe these 2 teams played earlier in the season. In fact, I'm sure they did. I'll try to find that game.
Hurry up, here we go.
2nd and 2 from the 29-yard line. Dart draws back. Dart steps up, throws deep, and it's nearly picked off. Broken up by Alex Woodson. They played back in week number 2 in Tampa. The Bucs won it 24-17. So the rematch here today. Tampa Bay trying to get the season sweep on the Vikings. They lead it 16-7 with 52 seconds left in the half. 3rd and 2 from the 29-yard line. Dart in the shotgun. Dart to Mitchell up the middle. And Mitchell out to the 32. A gain of 3, and that'll be a first down. And the Bucs take a timeout. Sports Davis has joined us. How you doing there, Davis? So I got Grando, TMG, and Davis here tonight. Evil Dead is playing pinball tonight. 48 seconds left in the half. 1st and 10 for the Bucs at their own 32, leading 16-7. No love lost between Davis and Evil Dead. They're my two longest tenured moderators, and they don't get along. 4 wide. Dart in the shotgun. 1st and 10.
Green 39.
Dart draws back. Dart looking. Throws deep. And it bounces around. Incomplete. They were looking for Desmond Woolfolk. It was broken up by Monroe. Montel Monroe. It bounced around. Incomplete. 42 seconds left in the half. It'd be 2nd and 10 for Tampa Bay at the 32-yard line. 4 wide for the Bucks. Dart in the shotgun.
Here we go. 319. 319.
Dart back to throw. Looking, steps up. And he's going to get sacked back at the 31. Just a 1-yard sack by Andy Doris. And that'll bring up 3rd and 11. Clock is moving down to 25 seconds. As we watch the replay, Andy Doris comes around. The 12th year defensive end out of Wisconsin. Excuse me. My sinuses are just draining today for some reason. Clock is moving down to 22 seconds. And now the Bucks take a timeout. They're out of timeouts here in the first half. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's scared to run. He's a rookie. He'll learn. 3rd and 11. I think we're coming off an injury. We're coming off a timeout. Long timeout, though. Here we go. 3rd and 11. Buccaneers come out. Dart in the shotgun.
Here we go now. 319.
Dart draws back. Dart looking. Throws deep downfield. And it's underthrown. It's intercepted by Ross Martin at the 15-yard line. The 2nd-year safety out of Baylor. That ball hung up in the air. And Martin was able to get under it and pick it off. It was underthrown. And the Vikings will take over with 12 seconds left in the half at their own 15-yard line. Minnesota might just go to the locker room here. Let's see what the Vikings do with 12 seconds left. Down 16-7. Yeah, that's not a dart. That's a floater. That was a lawn dart. High in the air. Came down. They're going to run a play. They come out with Foster in the shotgun. 1st and 10. Foster, a drop play to Maffa. That's a give-up play as Maffa gets out to the 23, a gain of 8. And they're just going to let the clock wind down as we go to halftime. Halftime score, Tampa Bay 16, Minnesota 7, here at Jammin' Sports. And welcome back to U.S. Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota. We get set to start the 3rd quarter. Tampa Bay at 5-7 leads the 7-5 Vikings by a score of 16-7. Tampa Bay will get the second half kickoff. The Vikings are currently in first place in the NFC Central, but that's in jeopardy if they lose tonight. There's the kick. From the 2-yard line, Eldrin Pearson over the 20. Pearson breaks the tackle and then he goes down at the 26-yard line. That's where Tampa Bay will take over, 1st and 10. Bucks up by 9. They did have an extra point blocked along the way. It should be 17-7. We're still waiting to see if that comes back to haunt them. Stick to the darts, Grando says. Tampa Bay will start from their own 26. Four wide, three to the far side. Dart under center. Dart hands off to Mitchell. And Andrew Mitchell out to the 33, a gain of 7. Mitchell having himself a very good night, at least so far. He's at 59 yards, but he's caught some passes too. He's got a touchdown. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Bucs at their own 33-yard line. On 2nd down, 4 wide for Tampa Bay. Dart under center. Dart to Mitchell, and this time the Vikings read it beautifully. On the tackle, number 96, Larry Lofton, the 4th-year defensive end out of Illinois. That'll be a loss of 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5, back at the 31-yard line. He caught Mitchell for a loss. I don't think he was blocked. He came in unblocked. 3rd and 5 from the 31-yard line. Buccaneers come out. 4 wide, but they're in tight. Dart under center. Dart draws back, throws outside, caught by Evans, and that's Francis Evans, the tight end, out to the 50-yard line. A gain of 19 and a Tampa Bay first down. The 5th-year tight end out of Ole Miss, Francis Evans. First down, Tampa Bay. That's Evans' first catch of the night. Jim Florence, actually it wasn't Florence, it was number 25 that leveled the boom on him there. Lawrence Burnside, the 4th-year safety out of BYU. I can't talk tonight. I'm doing my best. 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. Got a good crowd here tonight. Appreciate it. Here at Jammin' Sports. Dart under center. 1st and 10. Dart hands off to Mitchell. And Andrew Mitchell out to the 42, a gain of 8. And that'll bring up 2nd and 2. Hayes on the tackle. Josiah Hayes, the rookie out of Kentucky, number 99. From where? College Football 25. All the rookies are from College Football 25. 2nd and 2 from the 42-yard line. Bucks into Viking territory. 4 wide. Dart under center. Dart to Mitchell. And Mitchell, a big gain inside the 30. All the way down to the 26-yard line. A gain of 16 yards for Andrew Mitchell. He's out to 81 yards rushing now. Needs 19 more for 100. They can't stop him. They can only hope to contain him. 1st and 10, Bucks from the Viking 26. Tampa Bay can make this. Actually, they can't unless they go for 2. Dart, play action. Dart throws, caught by Woolfolk, down to the 8-yard line. And that'll be a gain of 18 to Desmond Woolfolk and a Tampa Bay first down. The Bucks can make it a 3-score game if they get a touchdown and they go for 2 and get the 2-point conversion. There's the darts we need. 1st and goal from the 8. Where's TMG? He's been quiet so far. We haven't heard from him since the first quarter. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line.
Here we go.
Dart hands off to Elgin Pearson up the middle. He gets 2 yards down to the 6-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 6. Jim Florence on the tackle. .440 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Bucks up by 9. Trying to lengthen their lead here. 3 to the near side. Dart in the shotgun.
Here we go. Green 39.
Dart to Pearson. And Pearson a yard to the 5-yard line. Donovan St. Paul on the tackle, the linebacker. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 5. Big 3rd down for Tampa Bay. It's a big 3rd down for Minnesota, too. They'd love to get a stop here. He's back in the backfield. 4 wide, Dart back. Dart looking. Dart, all sorts of time. Throws back in the end zone. Morrison, touchdown, Tampa Bay. A 5-yard touchdown catch by Earl Morrison, the second-year receiver out of Georgia. And the Bucks, the surprising Bucks, go up 22-7. Wow. We're still waiting for Minnesota to show up. And the Bucks will go for 2. They want to make this a 3-score game. Dart back to throw on the 2-point try. Outside to Lofton, and he's in for the 2-point. James Lofton, the rookie tight end out of Indiana, gets the 2-point try. And Tampa Bay is now up by 17. It's a 3-score game. Bucks up 24-7. That makes up for the blocked extra point from earlier. Nice drive by the Bucks. Grando's Buccaneers are playing well here tonight. 3:57 left. The Buccaneers are still alive in the playoff chase. There's still a scenario where they can win the division. A lot would have to happen. The Bucks would have to win out, and some other teams would have to lose, like the Vikings, Lions, and Packers. Zach Murray will kick off. From the 2-yard line, Sammy White over the 15, 20, 25, and White brings it out to the 33-yard line. The rookie out of Kentucky. And that's where the Vikings will have it, 1st and 10. 3:52 left in the 3rd quarter. Jay Foster, the 4th-year quarterback out of Michigan, comes out. Yeah, unless the defense goes bananas. Well, they have to get there. Right now, they're on the outside looking in. The Bucks would have to win out and get to 9-7 and take their chances, see what happens. In the I formation, 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Foster hands off to Maffa, and Phil Maffa out to the 43, a gain of 10, and that'll be a Viking 1st down, the rookie out of Clemson. Let's take a look at the Bucks' final 3 games to see if it's plausible. Next week, Tampa Bay will host Chicago. In Chicago, they're like 4-8. They're not a factor. And then they play at the Jets. And the Jets had the best record in the league. That's going to be a tough win for Tampa Bay. And then the final week of the season, they host Green Bay, who's still fighting for a playoff spot. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Foster to Maffa. And Maffa out to the 46, a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Let's take a look at Minnesota's final 3 games. Next week, they're at Houston. Then they host Dallas. And then Minnesota will finish at the Giants. That's no easy task. Giants had the best record in the conference, or 2nd best. Maffa out to the 48. That'll be a gain of 5. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. On the tackle, number 59, Derek Jackson, the rookie linebacker out of Kentucky. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Vikings now at the Tampa Bay 48-yard line. In the offset eye, big 3rd down here. Foster to Maffa, picks up the 1st down as he gets to the Buccaneer 43-yard line. A gain of 5, 1st down Minnesota. They're down by 3 scores with 2:13 left in the 3rd quarter here. Minnesota, it would behoove them to get a score before the end of the quarter. You don't want to go into the fourth quarter down by 3 scores. Bucks lead at 24-7. They have dominated tonight. In the I formation, 1st and 10. Foster, play action. It's a blitz, and he gets sacked back at the 48. That'll be a loss of 9. It'll be 2nd and 19. Coming in on the corner blitz. Actually, on the safety blitz, Eric Williams, the second-year safety out of Oklahoma. Came around the outside and got the sack. He got the assist from number 22, Reggie Reed. It'll be 2nd and 19 at the 48-yard line. 1:35 and counting. In the third quarter, Foster in the shotgun. Foster hands off to Phillips. And Phillips goes down at the 48-yard line. No gain. Rashard Phillips, the 4th-year back out of San Diego State. Only gains a yard. It'll be 3rd and 18 back at the 48 for the Vikings. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. They lined him up as a corner. 3rd and 18 from the 48-yard line. Foster looking. Foster rolls out. And Foster squares up and throws. Caught by James down to the 19-yard line. Rondé James. 33 yards. The 3rd-year receiver out of Arizona came back for the ball. Saw his quarterback was in trouble. A 33-yard gain, 1st and 10 from Minnesota. Now the Vikings are looking to make it a 2-score game here. 37 seconds left in the third quarter. 4 wide, 3 to the far side. Foster in the shotgun. Now 5 wide, empty backfield. Foster back, throws into a crowd, and Maddox can't hold on. John Maddox, the rookie tight end out of Michigan. That was broken up by Reggie Reed, the safety, in his 5th year out of SMU. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 19-yard line. 25 seconds left here in the third quarter. In the I formation. Foster hands off to Maffa. And Maffa gets leveled at the 17. A gain of 2. On the tackle, Ivan Walters in his 9th year out of Virginia Tech. And we're coming up on the end of the quarter here. It'll be 3rd and 8 from the 17. I don't think they'll get the playoff in time. They do not. At the end of 3, the Bucks lead it 24-7 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to U.S. Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota. We go to the fourth quarter of our Week 13 Thursday night game to kick off this week. We'll have a doubleheader for you tomorrow night. We'll have the Steelers and the Patriots, and that'll be followed by the Colts and the Giants. And that doubleheader will start at 8:30 Eastern. 3rd and 8 from the 17-yard line. In the offset I, Foster under center. Foster hands off to Maffa as Maffa gets a yard down to the 16-yard line. Alec Vincent, the defensive tackle in his 2nd year out of Fresno State, on the tackle. Officially a gain of 3. It'll be 4th and 7. Well, a field goal would make it a 2-score game. The Vikings will kick the field goal here. Randy Lloyd, this will be from 33 yards. To make it a 14-point game. Snap, kick is up. And the kick is good. Buccaneers lead at 24-10. Grandos now says 31-13. 7:28 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Live from U.S. Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Week 13 here at Jammin' Sports. The Steelers-Patriots game tomorrow. If the Patriots lose, they are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. The Steelers are at 6-6, and the Bengals, Colts, and Browns are all 5-7, one game back. You just hopped into the DeLorean, confirmed it. Randy Lloyd will kick off. From the goal line, Pearson over the 10, 15, 20, 25, and Eldrin Pearson out to the 33-yard line. And that's where the Bucs will have it, 1st and 10. 7:24 left. They're up by 14. I keep waiting for Evil Dead to come in, look at the score, and go, what the hell is going on? Bucs will have it at their own 33-yard line. Tampa Bay has played a great game tonight. I see the Bucs beating the Bears next week, but then they play at the Jets. I don't see them beating the Jets. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Dart under center. Dart hands off to Mitchell, and Mitchell 2 yards out to the 35. It'll be 2nd and 8. Ty Martin on the tackle in his 7th year out of Tennessee. Vikings trying to force a 3 and out. As they're trying to get the ball back. Yeah, you say one thing. On 2nd and 8, Dart, play action, throws, caught by Warren, and Connor Warren out to the 45. A gain of 10, and that'll be a Buccaneer 1st down. And now Tampa Bay can eat up more time. Yeah, you say quality is right. Vikings are just laying an egg here tonight. And damn it, gee. Yeah, you're right. You'd say all those things. And it's surprising. Well, actually, not really. Minnesota struggled to beat Arizona last week, 16-10. 1st and 10 from the 45. Dart to Mitchell. And Mitchell a yard to the 46. Now, if Tampa Bay wins, and it looks like they will, they'll pull to within a game of the Vikings. Now, keep in mind, they beat the Vikings earlier, so they'll have the season sweep. If they tie the Vikings, they have the tiebreaker. I got you there, TMG. 2nd and 9 from the 46. Dart looking. Dart throws outside to Sebastian, and he's out of bounds at the 38-yard line. 16 yards to Patrick Sebastian, and that's another Tampa Bay 1st down and more clock that they can eat up. TMG, our good friend from Cincinnati. Grando, our good friend from Tampa. Got the broom emoji ready. All right, Grando. 1st and 10 from the 38, 4 wide. Dart in the shotgun. Dart, play action. Throws deep. Oh, he overthrew his receiver. Incomplete, looking for Connor Warren down the middle. Just a little bit overthrown. It'll be 2nd and 10. And that'll stop the clock with 5:39 left. Yeah, we miss TMG when he's not here. But his job, he works overnight, so it's hard for him to be here. 2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line. Dart in the shotgun. Dart looking. Dart steps up. Throws. Caught by Sebastian. Breaks a tackle, and Sebastian down to the 24. A gain of 14. 1st down, Tampa Bay. And now they can eat up more clock. You know, Grando, I was about to say something similar. He doesn't throw the deep ball well, but if you need short to mid-range, he's your man. 1st and 10, Tampa Bay at the Viking 24-yard line. In the offset eye. Dart to Mitchell up the middle, and Andrew Mitchell to the 17, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. He's at 91 yards. Give Mitchell the ball. Let him get 100. That'll bring up 2nd and 3 for the Bucs. Clock is under 5 minutes now. Tampa Bay trying to make this a 3-possession game. They're eating up a lot of valuable time that the Vikings can't afford to lose here. 2nd and 3 from the 17. Dart draws back. Dart throws, caught by Morrison. And Earl Morrison down to the 3. A gain of 14. It'll be 1st and goal, Tampa Bay. The second-year receiver out of Georgia, Earl Morrison. Montel Monroe on the tackle. 1st and goal, Tampa Bay. They can pretty much wrap it up if they get a touchdown here. Any type of score, really. 4:15 and counting. Dart in the shotgun, 1st and goal. Dart hands off to Mitchell, and Mitchell somehow gets something out of nothing. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, no gain. I thought he was going to be hit for a loss. Stan King, the linebacker, on the tackle. In his 4th year out of Tennessee. 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Dart under center. Dart, they pitch to Pearson. And that doesn't do any good. They lose 5 yards. Coming up to make the tackle, number 25, Lawrence Burnside, the safety. That'd be a 5-yard loss as they try to run a sweep. Burnside was in there quickly. Didn't fool him at all. His butt. Don't give him the ball anymore. 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Even a field goal makes it a 3-score game again. 4 wide. Dart in the shotgun. 3rd and goal from the 8. Dart back. Dart looking. Steps up. Throws. And bouncing around. Incomplete. They almost tipped that to Sebastian. That was broken up by Ross Martin, the safety. It'll be 4th and goal. The Buccaneers will kick the field goal. This will be a 25-yard attempt by Brian White. It'll put the Buccaneers up by 17. So White from 25. Snap, kick is up, and it's good. And the Bucs are up 3 scores again, 27-10, with 3:09 remaining. Here at US Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Week 13 here at Jammin' Sports. The Bucs have dominated tonight. This opens the door for Green Bay and Detroit. If they both win later this week, they'll pull into a tie with the Vikings for first place in the NFC Central. Green Bay, will have to wait a while for them. They play the Monday night game against the Rams at home. Detroit will host Baltimore. That game will be on Friday night. There's the kick. From the 3-yard line, Norton over the 15, 20, 25. And Chase Norton out to the 33. .305 left. Vikings down by 3 scores. Good luck with that, Minnesota. The Buccaneers have come to play today. The Bucs are going to be 6-7, and the Vikings are going to drop to 7-6. They'll still be in first place, a half game up on Green Bay and Detroit, who are both 6-6. Vikings have the tiebreaker on the Packers, though. They swept the Packers. 4 wide. Foster in the shotgun.
Green 39. Green 39.
Foster draws back. Foster throws. Caught by Malfa. And Malfa out to the 49, a gain of 18. First down, Minnesota. Under 3 minutes left. Tampa Bay letting the Vikings have the short stuff, just not letting them go deep. Steve Kiner on the tackle. Coming up on the 2-minute warning here. 2:45 and counting. Five wide for Minnesota. Foster in the shotgun. Foster back. Foster throws. Caught by Norton. And Jace Norton out to the 46. A gain of 3. That's going to bring up 2nd and 7. Hudson Graber came up and made the tackle. Once again, just one football game tonight. We'll have some NBA basketball up for you next. Let me look at the schedule here. Who do we got next for basketball? We have Milwaukee at Golden State. And then we have the Bullets and the Clippers. 2nd and 7 from the 46-yard line. Foster hands off to Maffa up the middle, and Maffa out to the 41 as we hit the 2-minute warning. Buccaneers lead at 27-10 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to U.S. Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota. 2 minutes left in this one. The Bucs are in control, up 27-10. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Vikings at their own 40, at the Tampa Bay 41-yard line. Vikings come out. Foster in the shotgun. 3rd and 1. Foster draws back. Foster throws outside to Mills. And John Mills, 11 yards out to the 30-yard line. First down, Minnesota. They go to the hurry up. The Vikings may score, but they're not going to win this game. Foster looking. Foster steps up. Throws deep. He's got a man, and he overthrows him. Incomplete. Looking for Lawson Underwood. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 1:39 left. On 2nd and 10, 4 wide, Foster in the shotgun. Foster hands off to Maffa up the middle, and Phil Maffa out to the 27. A gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 7. I don't know why you're running. You're down by 3 scores. 3rd and 7 from the 27. Foster back. Foster throws deep. Caught by Rondé James. Down to the 7. He should have got out of bounds. A gain of 20. 1st and goal. The Vikings in the hurry up from the Buccaneers 7-yard line. Foster in the shotgun. Foster back. Throws near side. Caught by Rondé James again. Down to the 4. Just a gain of 3. It's under a minute now. 2nd and goal from the 4. Foster takes the snap. Foster throws end zone. Mills, but that's going to be an illegal touch. He went out of bounds and came back inbounds. Illegal touching.
Illegal touching. Offense.
It'll be a loss of down. Grando's going to be 62 and 41. TMG is going to be 7 and 8. And Evil Dead is going to be 90 and 65. 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Foster in the shotgun. Foster drops back. Foster throws, caught by Coleman. No. Yeah, yes, he did. I thought he dropped it. He held it long enough. Jaquise Coleman, the rookie out of Michigan State, makes the catch. A 4-yard touchdown grab. That's going to make it 27-16. With 45 seconds left. So they've made it a 2-score game. And now Randy Lloyd for the extra point. Snap, kick is up. And it's good. So they pull to within 10. They have no choice. They have to kick the onside kick here with 45 seconds. If they recover this, then things get interesting. The Vikings still have all three of their timeouts. Don't forget, tomorrow night we'll have a doubleheader for you, 8:30 Eastern. It'll be the Steelers and the Patriots, and that'll be followed by the Colts and the Giants. We hope you join us tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific time. We'll have NBA basketball on for you after this. Here's the onside kick by Lloyd. And that's fielded by Patrick Sebastian, who gets out to the 40-yard line. So the Vikings will have to start taking their timeouts. The only thing is, if the Bucs get a first down at all, the game's over. It's pretty much over already. Jackson Dart, his stats on the day. He's thrown 3 touchdowns tonight. The rookie out of Ole Miss. A game the Vikings should have won, but they did not. Look for the Bucs to keep it on the ground. In the I formation. Dart hands off to Mitchell, and Mitchell gets a yard to the 39. The Vikings will take a timeout. They have 2 left. A surprising win for the Bucs here today. Vikings just did not play well today at all, to be totally honest with you. Vikings have 2 timeouts left. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the Viking 39-yard line for Tampa Bay. I'm updating the standings already. Dart under center on 2nd and 9. Hands off to Mitchell. And Mitchell picks up the first down. That's ball game. Vikings take a timeout. They only have 1 left. They can just take a knee now. They can take a couple of knees, and that's it. A dominating performance for Tampa Bay here tonight. 1st and 10 from their own 28. They'll just take a knee. The Vikings are out of time. Oh, has 1 more timeout. Dart takes a knee. There's the final timeout. 1 more snap, and this one's done. My thanks to Grando and TMG for being here tonight. Davis, too. He stopped by for a while. 2nd and 11 from the 29-yard line. We never did see Evil Dead at all tonight. This will be our final snap of the game. A quality win for Tampa Bay. They still have a shot at the division. Don't rule them out. Dart will take a knee, and they don't have to snap it again. Tampa Bay will go to 6 and 7, and the Vikings will drop to 7 and 6. Officially, it's 3rd and 12. They don't need to snap it. The final seconds will tick away. Your final score: Tampa Bay 27, Minnesota 17. Thanks for watching here at Jammin' Sports. NBA basketball is up next. We'll see you then.